So a Call of Duty title set during World War II might not be the game that a lot of people are looking forward to this year. However, to put it simply, it is the case where yes, we will be getting Call of Duty World War II Vanguard released by Sledgehammer Games this year in 2021. Hello guys and welcome to today's video. In today's video what I wanted to do is give you guys all of the information that I have in regards to the next Call of Duty title because, well, although that I'm not particularly excited by this year's title, I am still getting quite a lot of comments, DMs, etc. asking me about this year's title, and I do feel a little bit obliged to give you guys that information. Now, what I will be doing in today's video is I will try to not refer to other leaks and rumours that you might have heard or seen on the internet because, well, I wanted to give you this information from me myself, and although that some of the information is going to be very similar, I'm going to be trying to add a few other details on top of that so you guys can get an understanding of where this year's Call of Duty title will be going. Now, what I do need to say as well straight away is that I do not have any campaign information on this game, but I know that Activision did report that this year's title will be coming with all of the free experiences, that being campaign, multiplayer, and then a cooperative mode, which is almost certainly going to be zombies, and we'll get into some zombies information later on in this video. But for now, let's get into some Warzone information, and then we'll move on to multiplayer towards the middle of this video. So yes, several months ago I did report in my Gone Gold newsletter, which of course miserably failed and I've not uploaded one since, but yes, I did report in that Gone Gold episode that Vanguard will not have a World War II Warzone map when that game's released. However, it seems that that has now changed and Warzone will be getting a World War II map when Vanguard releases. So on the exact same day that Vanguard releases, we will be getting a World War II integration within Warzone. Now, from what I've been told, this is a change that has been made very recently, probably around April time, and that is because the leaks started to come out and a lot of people were concerned with World War II Vanguard, and well, Activision and the studios have made the decision to release the integration on the game's release so they can start to incentivize those sales and help boost those sales of the premium side of the game, which to be honest makes complete sense. It's completely understandable, and it seems like we will be getting that Vanguard World War II Warzone integration when the premium game releases. Now, moving on to the map itself, of course, it is going to be a World War II themed map, and according to all accounts that I've personally heard, I've been told that it's going to be somewhat similar to Battlefield 5's Firestorm in the form of the gameplay itself. Now, what does this mean? Now, we know that this map is going to be significantly larger than Verdansk, but that is not to incorporate more players. Instead, that is so Sledgehammer Games and the developers can introduce more unique ways to play Warzone with the likes of planes, tanks and boats that will be coming to the map. But I was told that super heavy tanks and bombers that could essentially be game breaking in terms of introducing them into the Warzone universe. I was told that types of vehicles like this are very likely to be incorporated as limited time mode vehicles only, so that is something to bear in mind. So yes, although that this map is going to be significantly larger than Verdansk, it's not necessarily to introduce more players into the game itself. It's just simply so people have different, unique and fun ways to play Warzone, so that is something to bear in mind. Now, another big thing coming to Warzone this year as well is the fact that there will be destructible environments to some degree. Now, we're not talking about the destruction level that you would typically see within a Battlefield game, but instead it's going to be very similar to that of Rainbow Six Siege, where you're able to destroy walls, you're able to destroy doors, able to destroy trees and other different bits and bobs of stuff within the environment, but it's not going to be similar to Battlefield's destruction. And the reason for that is because Warzone will still be coming to past generation consoles this year, and the destruction and large player counts and whatever other features that could be incorporated into Warzone simply can't be, because, well, it just wouldn't be able to handle Warzone with all of these different new features. So yes, that is something we do need to bear in mind when it comes to these features, and I would definitely recommend that if you're listening to this and hyping it up as much as possible, definitely keep your expectations in check, because you've got to bear in mind that this will still be coming to the past generation console market, because, well, with COVID and everything going on at the moment, there is still not enough current generation consoles to be able to give Activision that incentive to bring the new Warzone update to current generation consoles only. Now, moving on to the places of interest, I know that these did leak online a couple of days ago now. I tweeted them out myself over on Twitter, but then pretty much almost instantly I was given a direct message stating that these locations are somewhat outdated and the likes of docks have been changed, and instead will feature a massive battleship, which is likely a Japanese Yamato battleship from World War II. Now, I'm not that big of a history buff, but I do remember that one of these Yamato battleships was purposely beached on a Japanese island at one point during World War II to almost act like a fortress on water, and of course, because it was beached, it couldn't be sunk by enemy ships or anything like that. So if you guys want to research into that and maybe find the location and find the particular battleship, it could possibly give us an indication on where this Warzone map will be based, because, well, if this Warzone map does have a Yamato battleship and it's even docked or beached in some capacity, well, it could give us a little bit of an indication of where indeed this Warzone map is based. Now, moving on to multiplayer and Vanguard itself. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting in terms of the downside, because, well, we're hearing all of these big things coming to Warzone, but that is because pretty much every single Activision studio and developer is working on Warzone, but they are not working on Vanguard, so that is something you've got to bear in mind. I know there's a lot of rumours floating around that it's going to be a really good title because it's got all of these developers on board, but it's not the case. It's actually the case that these developers will be working on Warzone and not the core Vanguard game itself. Now, when it comes to multiplayer in Vanguard, everything that I've heard on this game throughout the course of the development is that it just isn't going to be that great. It's not going to be unique in any kind of way, and instead it's essentially going to be a Black Ops Cold War 2.0 when it does release. Now, the reason for that is because apparently Sledgehammer Games have tried to do a lot of different things with Vanguard to set it apart from the World War II title that released in 2017. However, a lot of those features never made it to fruition. They was cut for whatever reason, and instead this is pretty much a traditional Call of Duty World War II title. Of course, on top of that, you have to take into account the pandemic, where all of the developers were working from home, which could cause its own problems. And well, just up until this point, I've not really heard of anything special or anything like that when it comes to the multiplayer side of the game. I've heard that it will launch with around 8 standard multiplayer maps on launch. Of course, that number could be changed. I never really like to give numbers when it comes to how many maps a game will release with, but that is just what I've heard. So to me, it just sounds like it is going to be a Black Ops Cold War 2.0. However, one of the things that kind of interested me a little bit, but not in a massive way, so to say, is that the ground war from Modern Warfare with the 64 players will be coming to this game, which could be interesting for a World War II game. I don't think we've ever seen that within the Call of Duty franchise for a World War II title. Well, of course we haven't. The last one was World War II in 2017, so that could be interesting. 32 versus 32 players in a World War II Call of Duty title. That could be interesting, and I've also heard that yes, headquarters will be coming to the game in some capacity. Not entirely sure the details on that at this stage, if it's going to contain the same amount of players or anything like that. So yes, headquarters seems to be coming to this game as well. Now, as for the reveal of Vanguard, I would expect it to be in August within Warzone, just to coincide with everything that Warzone has going on at the moment. And I would expect the release of this game to be early November. Now, the reason for that is because, well, they probably need all of the time they can get at the moment with this game. And of course we have Battlefield 2042 releasing early access on October 15th and then to the standard edition on October 22nd. So I would expect this game to release early November, probably November 5th, November 12th seem like appropriate dates to me, and then of course we'll get Halo Infinite towards the end of the month, middle to the end of November as well, so each game has essentially 2 weeks between release, and although it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense because they are completely different games and stuff like that, it does make sense just from the point of view that they'll want to maximize the most amount of sales as possible between each title, and I guess to some degree the development and the studios and the publishers all have the same kind of philosophy there, that they will be looking at release dates of other major games and planning their releases around those games. So yes, that's what I would expect with the reveal and the release. And now finally moving on to Call of Duty Zombies within Vanguard, because this is something that's also been floating around the internet the past couple of months. And to be honest, I haven't heard that much on Zombies. However, I have heard the same rumours as everybody else, that yes, Treyarch will be helping with the development of Zombies. They'll be helping Sledgehammer Games with the development of Zombies. However, it's not going to be as involved as the rumours are making it out to be. From what I was told, yes, Treyarch will be helping with the development of the zombie side of the game, but they're not necessarily getting super involved with it, but instead the example that I was given is that Treyarch might have given certain plot points of stories and different ways to incorporate Easter eggs, for example, but then leaving it up to Sledgehammer Games to take the story from there. But what was made very, very clear from the information that I heard is that Sledgehammer Games cannot ruin the future plans for Zombies, because there is a lot of big plans for Call of Duty Zombies over the course of the next couple of years. I've tried to hint at that over on Twitter with the likes of a standalone game and stuff like that, but once I get more details on that, I will let you know. But from the point of view of Zombies and Call of Duty, is that there is a lot of big plans for that so-called universe, the Zombies universe, so that is something to bear in mind. Now, finally, before I end this video, I just wanted to say that yes, I am not looking forward to a Call of Duty World War II title. Unfortunately, that it is the case that we will be getting it, and unfortunately that just comes down to the Call of Duty development cycle. But from what I was told is that it is going to be picking up next year with Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare sequel, whatever you want to call it. And then I've also been told that Treyarch are working on a Black Ops 2 styled typed game where it's not going to be exosuits, it will be boots on the ground, but it is going to be a slightly futuristic title, which I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be very pleased about. But anyway guys, I'm going to leave the video as that. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I've been Tom, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.